All right. Why don't you tell me about this ad that you received on a video of mine recently, Richard? That was quite entertaining.
So, I was hopping on just to check some numbers and some comments, and a video that I clicked on had a pre-roll ad, and the ad was for a company. Well, I think you have it pulled up there. It's
Let me
called
make sure I have the actual ad. Okay, I have the ad here. Let me pull
the
this one up first.
the company is called Make Ready TV. And this is a slightly longer version of the ad that played, but a few very noteworthy names popped up during the ad that played on my end. This isn't the actual ad. This is just a very close representation of what it was, right? They basically took a supercut from this and then added in some more faces and names. And it worked. It got me to go check out and see what the company's all about. And well, let's see what they have to say.
Why don't let's take a look at this ad real fast.
What does it mean to make ready? It's your notice to get ready, to prepare yourself, to be proactive, to get the knowledge you need to prepare for anything.
It's about repetition. It's about muscle memory. It's about doing the right thing when you're under stress.
Boom, get it up there quick out of the holster so you don't have to do this fast.
Fight my way back up into that double kneeling position. Single kneeling position. Upright.
Just like before, additional sight picture. Make sure our target has been dispatched properly.
I mean, but we get it, right? It's a lot of kind of like the older generation of trainers and whatnot. Super tactical focused. You got the music, you got the deep voiceover. Actually, here, let me change it real fast so I have the deep voiceover. The deep voiceover. Or I can make it sound really funky, but that probably let's get it back to normal. There we go. All right.
Don't like that.
Yeah, Pat Mac. So anyways, Make Ready TV, which is an interesting company. This is, I think, their homepage. They're a completely free source for premium content from the top instructors and industry professionals from firearms and outdoor community. So they have a lot. If you scroll down to their instructors, it's a lot, like a lot of people.
So
Pat
let's
Mac.
read through.
Oh, dude, the whole thing.
No, not
Pat
all
Mac,
of them.
I think Bob Vogel.
Yep. Jamie Caldwell.
John Lovell.
John Lovell is on here as well. Chris Tonto.
Jeff
Paranto.
Cooper? Dang.
Larry Vickers is the very last one. And I don't know if he's on here yet, but Mr. Matt Little is also on here, which is a very interesting addition.
Yeah, he's
now,
up there.
These guys are, oh, is he? Yeah. Well, we'll talk about him in just a second. But these guys are put on by Panteo Productions, where there's like some sort of like relationship between the two, right? Now, if you read this out, it's the world's most experienced instructors, available on DVD, Ultra HD, streaming services, whatnot. So these guys go back a long ways. This is like when magazines transitioned to DVDs, transitioned to streaming services. So this
go
is
back
like
to Magpul Dynamics.
Yeah, no. So this is a very similar vibe to all of that, and because it's like the magazine converted to digital, it's almost all ads, right? Like every single video is basically an ad, or has big ad spots front and center, and the lead-ins and ends and whatnot. And so it has a lot of content on there, and we'll talk about that I think just a second. But they used to be sponsored by or presented by FN. They lost their FN deal, and now it is all Taurus. So like half the videos are Taurus, which I think is very funny. So if you look, the most recent one, another thing about the channel, they have an actual YouTube channel that has almost 90,000 subs, and they average, like, this is a big one actually. This is a story, got 16K views, but most of their videos are in 500 or less. Like a couple of them break 1,000. That one broke 10,000, but these are mostly pretty darn bad for what is well-produced content. For instance, if we watch this one by Pat Mac, like it's really well done.
That I feel like I was born to do. I got a gun and I'm calling 911. Machine. So what I'm hoping to do,
Like their tagline is that it's high produced content, like high production
Well,
value.
it is high
Yeah.
production value content, and so there's some money behind this, right? If you're paying camera crews and editors, it's not cheap. It's not cheap to do all this, but you're doing a lot for almost nothing
For
in
not
terms of
much.
views. Now they have a direct website, which we'll talk about in just a second. But I thought that this little video here, no pun intended, by Matt Little on the Taurus 22 Tuck would be very interesting. Now, if you're not familiar with Matt Little, he was recently caught cheating in USPSA for his Grandmaster status. So he had he had to take that out of his Instagram bio and degrade it down to just master, right? And there was some jokes about him going all the way down to A class, but yeah, so he is not a grandmaster. He's a master in USPSA limited, I want to say.
I believe his
Could be
limited
wrong with that.
optics, and he was using the Staccato XC, which is a compensated gun, which
is
would put him in open
gun.
division.
Yes, he was like, I'm a limited grandmaster. You know, I'm only using an open gun for it, but oh well. Anyway, so when there was video proof of him lying about that, now he did have other sponsorships, but then while all of this was playing out, he announced his partnership with Taurus of all companies, which is funny how they all intersect here on Make Ready TV. So let's listen to Matt Little talk on the Taurus 22 Tuck. And again, like these videos, they're basically ads. They're basically ads. And now listen, they paid these guys to come out here, film this video, and it's only 1 minute and 43 seconds long. And they shoot like, we'll count the rounds. We'll count the rounds as we go of 22 that they put through this gun.
I bet
Hello,
it's going to be
everyone.
like
I'm Matt Little, and I'm here to talk
under
about the
30.
22 Tuck from Taurus Arms. This is a 22 long rifle, tilt-up barrel design. It's a design that's been around for a long time. A lot of classic 22 and 32 caliber pistols use it.
Wow.
It makes the pistol easier to load and unload because of the small size of the firearm, right? Obviously.
All right, so that was 3 rounds, right? So we're at 3 rounds fired so far.
And I thought I
If
talked
you had to
slow.
defend yourself with a firearm, you would be better suited to have the largest firearm you can carry and the most powerful caliber you can carry. However, having said that, the first rule of a gunfight is to have a gun. And there are plenty of circumstances
We're at 11 rounds.
where the smaller, more easily concealed gun is practical, and the larger gun that we would prefer to have is not. So this is an ideal solution for that sort of situation.
See, those are very strong words. When somebody
Very.
uses, so like when I talk about stuff, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good and might be good for that, might be good for that. If you say like ideal or the best, like there's got to be some pretty serious weight behind that, right? And just hear me out.
Wait,
Hear me out, right? Maybe a 22 Tuck from Taurus is not the ideal concealed carry piece, even if you need something that's very small. I'm just saying.
yeah,
Now, how many rounds were we at? 11?
11.
11. Okay.
I
We're
think that's all
almost
it
done with the video.
carries. I think it's
Well,
10 in the magazine
plus
and one.
They loaded up one mag and they were like, here we go. And the reason why they have a tilting barrel is so that you can easily clear malfunctions. That's called foreshadowing.
Uh,
All right.
Let's go ahead and load this thing up and let's see how it shoots.
Now, okay, just an editing thing, right? If you are so pressed on time that you only have 1 minute and 45 seconds, why are we wasting 10 of it with him like setting the gun down, putting his headphones on? There's nothing better you could have used with your time. Like, listen, if you're limited to like a 60-second short, like I get it. You're going to jam pack that as much as you can. If you're wasting time, I mean, are they paying these guys by the second of uploaded footage? Because there's a camera crew there, right? This, like, somebody got paid to do this, and
Yeah,
somehow they
there's
only
some
came
money
out with a
involved.
minute. Well, somehow they only came out with 1 minute and 45 seconds worth of footage. Like,
how do you do that?
and again, keep in mind that Matt Little is a Taurus sponsored shooter on a Taurus sponsored channel, right? Well, Nate says he's filling time. What time? There's only
There's no
100
time
minutes.
there.
There's only 105 seconds. Like, what time are we filling? Like, are you? It's like, you remember in the old days of YouTube, you try and get to 10 minutes. Now it's you have to get to 8 minutes.
10
Right?
minutes.
What are you trying to get to? 1 minute 45, and you just can't figure out how. Like, you could shoot it a little bit more, I guess. Wouldn't that be interesting?
How do we squeeze those 2 more seconds?
Oh my gosh! All right, here we go.
It's just terrible.
Riveting content.
Painful. Painful.
There's a joke to be made there.
Mm. All right, 19 rounds, right? 19 rounds. 18 rounds? Something like that.
Either way.
Less than 20.
Also, like, he's not that far away. That's a pretty bad group. Probably not down to the, well, it might be ammo, could be accuracy. Also, the sights on that thing, I guarantee you, are terrible.
Just little nubbins.
Yeah.
They're basically a suggestion.
Roughly aimed down the slide. Oh,
All right, well, let's listen to let's listen to the last 20 seconds of his very deep, insightful commentary on how it shot after 18 rounds.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the 22 Tuck from Taurus. An ideal little affordable pocket pistol.
Ideal is a very strong word, sir. Ideal is very strong.
You need to have a firearm on you for protection, but it needs to be easily concealable and comfortable to wear.
No.
And again, yeah, Taurus lead-in, Taurus outro, Taurus sponsored fake Grandmaster shooter. Perfect. It is the perfect ad spot with a grand total of 18 rounds of 22, right? Meaning that the total value of ammunition in the video was around $1. A singular dollar's worth of ammunition was shot in that video.
No expense was spared.
Well, it's like we had no. It's like the gun was $199. The camera crew was $1,000. Our budget's $1,200. What do we do? They look at, they're scrambling through their pockets. They find some loose change, and it's like go to the store and buy one box of 22 long rifle. That's all we can afford. And so
I got 2 rounds of 22 in my pocket. Here, you can have those.
They're searching in their trucks. Yeah,
they probably just pulled the empty box out of the range, like the trash can at the range. They just pulled the empty box and set it there, and they swept the range floor and pulled up 18 loose rounds off the floor. I mean, that's essentially what what that would have done.
Jay Ford, this is an interesting idea. He says the mere fact that you were mentioning Taurus right now means that you must be shilling for them. How much did they pay you? Kissy face. Well, that would actually be interesting. They should buy the positive side and the negative side, right? So pay people to talk positively about them and then pay everybody else to respond to them so that it's just a non-stop Taurus cycle 24/7 on YouTube, right?
Playing both sides, that way I always come out on top.
That's right.
They paid us enough to buy 18 rounds of 22.
Yeah, well, actually, no, 20 rounds. They really went wild on our budget for this.
Whoa, 20 rounds. Dang.
All right. Bring back the Taurus curve, please. At least they're kind of neat and gimmicky and not another Beretta knockoff. No, knocking off other companies is way easier and cheaper to do.
Oh.
All right.
Before we switch topics here, go back to their channel. The one video that you said had decent views, 16,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black Hawk Down.
Well,
the story of Black Hawk Down. I mean, that's
it's a 3-hour-long story. It's gonna do well, right? That's the sort of thing that really feeds into the algorithm. You have a long document, like especially if it's well done. Like if we just click on this real fast.
Yeah, it appears to be.
I'm sure it's well done. Like it looks like it has money behind it. You know, the editing seems fine. They're putting in overlay videos, and I'm sure they go through the whole story, with pictures and photos and whatnot. If you can do that, that's what people want. Long form, high quality content.
Is that Tim Kennedy?
If you ask him, he might say yes. But yeah, they have and some of the other videos on the channel, like look at, again, 88,000 subs, 197 views 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And this is, guys, this is a Taurus windbreaker for concealed carry. So this is the levels of shillery that we get to.
How to series.
Taurus ad. How to conceal us with a Taurus windbreaker.
You put the gun in the holster, you put the jacket on.
Oh, I love
Whoa! It's concealed.
Firearm a little bit easier. I wish somebody had given this to me when I first started carrying a gun.
Wait, sorry, let me go back. Does it say who he is? Please introduce yourself.
Just sponsored by Taurus.
A great piece of advice for concealing your firearm a little bit easier. I wish somebody had given this to me when I first started carrying a gun every day. when you get your first gun and you're carrying.
See, look, they got multiple cameras set up. They got the studio lighting. Like, there's like thought and energy and time and money that goes into this.
Yeah, there's some money spent on this. There's
Right.
not a lot of ROI.
For 200 views. Okay, listen. All right. Taurus. All right. Fire everyone, every single person, all of them. Okay. Whatever you're paying them, pay me half, and I guarantee you double the views, right? Fire every single one of them, though. Okay. And I'll do it way better, way better. But I guarantee you at least double the views for half the money. All right.
Don't listen to him because he's just going to give me half of it and then delegate the duties to me and say, "Here, get 400 views."
You know what would be fun? I would send you a camera and be like, "All right, go to town," and you would do a better job. You would pull in more views.
But say, does the Clips channel get better views than this?
The Clips channel does get better views than this.
Here's the thing.
The video I uploaded this morning did like 3,500 views on a channel with less than 1,000 subs, or just over 1,000 subs. So yeah.
I actually have a Taurus in my pocket right now.
Okay, so sorry, going back for 1 second, you guys sent me the link for the actual George Floyd clip from Warrior Poet Society, but he has his transcript turned off, which means I would have to scrub the entire video, and I'm not doing that. So we might
I think where he talked about was like the first little bit of the video.
Oh, was it? Okay. Well, anyways, yeah, it was a bad take from a long time ago.
Yeah, we don't need to rehash that.
Let
Not
me
when he's
see
still
here,
having bad takes currently.
Now here's one. This is the inside story, the OG gathering on the Make Ready TV YouTube page, right? And they dragged out the corpses of every boomer OG on the internet into one room, which these people are intelligent, they're well spoken, they're knowledgeable in some of them have some silly takes at times about red dots and lights and different things like that in the modern era, but they have their insights and they definitely had their time. But yeah, so I mean, this podcast, which again is long form, high quality podcast, 600 views, right?
Wow,
big names.
And now look at the sponsor package in the back, though. So Taurus, of course, the title sponsor. Taurus presents Inside Story, the OG Gathering, Episode 4, Part 4, the Gathering, the Gatheringer, the Gathering again. Are those the U.S. Liberty survivors? Maybe. Actually, I'm pretty sure Masad Ayub was a pilot during that incident. But anyways, moving on. Remington, Leopold, HKS, Ameriglow, Federal, Tango Down, Riton on the side there. A bunch of really big sponsors for something that just gets nothing, right? Does dirt views. They do have some cool people on there. You have Jamie Caldwell going through like night vision stuff. You have Pat Mack with some really old videos, which I mean, a lot of these guys were really influential in the back in the day, and they did a lot of good things to push forward the firearms community, even if like not everything is like crazy up to date, right? I see really there.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Travis
Yes, they do have Travis Haley. So let me see if I can find him real fast. Cody from Red Right Hand is derailing my plans. Let's see. Make Ready Episode 1. Matt, no, Travis. They have bloopers. They have the old the DVD bloopers. That's funny from 13 years ago.
The bloopers was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm sure the bloopers are great.
I think he was in it.
He's in the first one I just saw. Those are literally old rips from DVDs, basically. Yeah, I don't see. I just typed in Travis on their thing and I couldn't find it. Oh well. C'est la vie.
Super chat from Jay Ford.
I'll get him, don't worry.
That's diabolical.
More effective because I need.
All right. Tusk for 199 says Hop could have made Tree Fitty back in the day. Yes, for sure. Jay Ford says plot twist. Those were blanks, I think, in reference to the shooting there. Dunk the Muffins for $5. Thank you very much, sir. Says playing both sides is exactly how Palpatine became the Emperor. Coincidence? Taurus may be a Sith Lord. A Sith Lord? Yeah. And then Jay Ford says Ayub's got great situational awareness with the eyes.
It was so much better in chat because the second eye was distant
they're separated.
They were
way down.
Separated and offset by like a mile.
Yeah. He's got a natural built-in offset with his eyes. That is terrible.
He can aim at his primary optic and can't hit red dot at the same time.
Oh, okay. I got this. I got it. Cody just sent me the link so I can actually just post it over here. Are you gonna update with me? Here we go. Saley can't catch a breath. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Let's. I don't think I've seen this before. This is good.
Let's talk about the speed reload now. Now.
Oh, classic.
All right, if I just had a black screen playing and you
Ramp
heard
up.
that, you went there. All right, if I just had a black screen playing and you just like, what the heck is going on over there? Sounds like Travis is having a little too good
I
of a
thought
time.
I opened YouTube.
That is the wrong tab, sir. That is the wrong tab. This is actually what I fall asleep to.
Let's talk about the technique. And then we're back into the fight.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for sending that. That was very good. That was very good. Gun porn ASMR. Yes, that was great. All right. A little distraction.
Oh, goodness.
Now they actually have a real website, right, where you can go and watch all of the stuff. Like Profiles of Courage with Matthew Little. Tusk says for 199, Haley was abusing his workspace. I remember that. Yeah, you got to stay in your workspace, right? You bring the gun into your workspace so you can do all your administrative tasks, then you can get back into the fight, right? Or whatever it was. So Dugan asks, have you ever seen Easy Day Uncut by Chet Ludiston? No, I don't think so. I'll have to write that down so I don't forget it. But yeah, they have a real website where they actually have like all the content. Now everything is broken down into these little chapters. So you have like a full Pat McNamara course, which is like cool to have all these training places in one area, you know, even if they're from a while ago. But each one is broken down into these little like chapters. So that I scrolled through like 7 chapters to get to the actual like shooting instructional portion versus like, all right, we're going to zero. How are we going to zero, guys? It's like, how do we get from position 1 to position 2? It's like the 4 different shooting positions or whatever. Right. But they do have it all broken down here in segments, much like you would find in like a DVD. Right. But again, very high quality stuff. And they are definitely putting some money into it. If we go back to their homepage for a second. So yeah, this is the featured stuff. Maybe the website does really well, and that's where the money comes from, even though it's free. Now, let me click on one of these real fast. Because last time I did this, it played an ad, right? Well, look at everybody that they're sponsored by. Yeah, Silencer Central.
Those are some big names.
Right on, yeah. All right, so if I watch now.
Umarex?
It might not do it because I'm using the Brave browser, but I did it on a different browser and I got a Taurus ad before the video. So Taurus is running direct ads on their website, right? So I imagine that's where their money comes from, is from basically Taurus and some sort of kickback from their other sponsorships.
Well, right below this was a featured tab, and it showed Taurus.
Oh, yes. If you go to their homepage, it has the manufacturer spotlight, Taurus, rely on Taurus. And then, of course, I think it probably works in well that they brought on Matt Little because everything is sponsored by Taurus. So having one of their sponsored shooters on here, probably not bad. And then you can see that manufacturers probably pay to be in this top role. So you have Umarex, Federal, Walther, whatnot. So they make some money, but they do not get much output. Funnily enough, very similar to a magazine. Companies will pay top dollar to be part of a magazine, but they get almost no viewership. They sell almost 0 copies, but they're still spending thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars on, magazine ads, which is like, it was dead 15 years ago, let alone in 2025.
I don't know anybody who actually buys the magazines aside from NRA members who have their subscriptions renewed with every, they get Shooters Illustrated with their NRA renewal membership. Or some of them are life members and they're just already signed up to receive Shooters Illustrated and like 2 other ones for the rest of their life.
Correct. Yeah, and it happens that people bundle it together, like with streaming services, like if you're into like entertainment type stuff, a certain streaming service will be like, hey, we had like 700,000 new subscribers this month, right? It's like, oh, that sounds like a big number. But it's like, well, we actually partnered with a secondary streaming service and then we bundled their numbers into ours to make it look way better.